Hello, my name is Louise from SucramYoga. Thank you for joining me for this session. So in today's session, we're going to be looking at pranayama, hand mudras, and meditation with a little bit of relaxation. So pranayama, what is pranayama? So prana is the life force, the energy, the breath, everything inside us. Ayama means to extend. So when we place the two together, it's almost kind of like control over our breathing. So we can, when we say control, we just mean be able to maybe influence the breath in a particular way. Being able to direct it to certain areas of the body, to influence maybe how we feel, or to create a desired effect. Hand mudras. So hand mudras, so these are where we see people, even when you kind of bring your fingers together, and each of these fingers mean a particular thing. So we can use these as well to give a desired effect to the breathing which we're doing. And meditation, we're just going to be sitting, we're going to be aware of everything that we're doing. So being aware of our breathing, being aware of how we're placing the hands, being aware of how we're sat, and seeing how that actually feels within us. And then we can have a little bit of relaxation at the end. Okay, so if you want to start by just sitting yourself down, you can either sit in a chair if the floor is not accessible to you. If you want to sit as I'm sitting in Virasana, and I'm sat up on 2 yoga blocks. Or alternatively, you can sit cross-legged. This is maybe a preferred sitting position, as we sit a little bit more straighter and we're able to get to the breathing. It's going to be all like this area. So we need to be able to extend and lift the body in order to get a full and desired effect of what we're trying to achieve. Okay, so once we're sat down, just roll your shoulders back and have maybe a little wriggle out so you just feel a little bit more comfortable with how you're sitting right now. If at any point though you do feel really uncomfortable, then change your position, because otherwise you're not going to be able to concentrate on what you're doing. Okay, so now that we're sat nice and straight, shoulders are rolled back, make sure that you feel quite relaxed. So relax the legs, relax the hips and buttocks, just soften them out a little bit. We can extend the spine, just lifting. Shoulders are nicely back, just bringing the chin in and slightly down. So the crown of the head is lifting up towards the ceiling. Release in the lower jaw. Allow the eyes just to recede back. And we can always just gently close the eyes. You can keep the eyes closed if you want throughout, and just listen to my instruction. Otherwise, if you need to, just keep opening the eyes every now and again, just to maybe tune in. Okay, so now that we feel settled, we're just going to bring the hands together. So the hands come together in the Anjali Mudra. And the hands are in the gesture of Namaste. So Namaste can either be a form of greeting, a sign of peace, and also the light within inside me honors the light inside you. We're going to use this hand gesture just to set our intention. Always good to have an intention. It gives you a little bit of a focus on where we're actually going. So I'm just going to close my eyes. And just tune into the breathing. Tuning into the body, just gently moving with that breath. We find that the body is settled and quiet. And then set your intention. Now, if you're unsure, you can follow my intention. My intention is just going to give myself full, complete, 100% attention on my practice. And bringing the thumbs up just to the space between the brows. This comes into the Ajna Chakra. The Ajna Chakra being our intuitive center, the center for wisdom and knowledge. And taking the hands up over the crown. So my intention is then out there. Draw the hands back down again towards the heart center, the Anahata Chakra, the center for love and compassion. Softly open the eyes and releasing the hands down. So this center for love and compassion, this area, this is the whole of the area which we're working. We're going to be working through the full yogic breath, but we're breaking it down into 3 parts first, just to make sure that we're aware of how to work each part before bringing them all together. And then we'll bring in the hand mudras. So if you want to follow me and place your hands just onto your abdomen. And again, just tuning into that breathing. And close the eyes. And notice as you inhale, you'll feel the belly just gently start to expand. You may even pull the fingers apart slightly. And as you exhale, the belly draws back, retracts back in, the fingers come back together. So we inhale, expand, exhale, drawing back. Inhaling, expanding, exhaling, drawing back. Now keep it going. Nice smooth breath. Maybe counting with the breath. So counting in your head, be 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause for 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keeping going with that nice smooth breathing. Maybe at the top of the breath and the bottom of the breath, just have a pause for the count in your head of 2. So this form of abdominal breathing is called Adham. 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 Abdominal breathing. Couple more rounds. Inhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause for 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause for 2. And then start the inhalation again. So your last round. Keep the eyes closed. Just rest the hands just down onto the legs. Again, just keep the attention just nicely on the breathing and just noticing the effects just of the body, of your mind. You may even notice the physical changes, so the body feeling slightly heavier. So heavier in a way of maybe feeling more grounded, but also a lightness inside. Okay, so we're going to move this on now. So we're going to bring it up into the thoracic breathing. So if you place your hands just onto your rib cage, and then again, as we start to inhale, maybe inhaling for the count of 4, we expand sideways with the rib cage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, and then exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause and then begin again. So keeping going, expanding the rib cage, taking in that full breath, exhaling, drawing back in. Now don't worry if you don't get this to begin with. It feels a little bit of a strange one. We often feel that we need to breathe and we lift the chest. But if you can, let the hands be the guide. So if you're having trouble with this, just let the hands pull out a little bit more to the sides just to indicate the direction of where you want the movement to be. And you can always just give the hands just a little helping, just push, just to ease back in. You don't really need to push, it's just air pressure that's going to bring you back in. We inhale, expanding, and exhale, drawing back in. Now, thoracic breathing is called Madyham. Madyham. Madyham, thoracic breathing. So after your next exhalation, just let the hands release back down again. Keeping the eyes closed. And just having full attention just on the breath. Okay. We're going to bring the hands up now, just into the top part of the chest. Just let the hands just lightly just lay that. So just along the sternum and just underneath the clavicles. So clavicles being your collarbones. So hands are just placed there, just that upper part of the chest. So this is Adhyam, Adhyam, Adhyam. 3 times just to confirm. So with this, we're now just going to feel that the breath just moves just into that top part of the chest. We can keep the abdomen and the thoracic spine just a little bit softer and really direct the breath into this upper part of the chest. You may work with your 4-2 breath. Don't worry too much if you don't get too much of movement there. It can be quite a tricky one to kind of feel that movement coming in. Just feel a very subtle, just a gentle lift just on that upper part of the chest. Notice whether the other parts, whether the thoracic area or whether the abdomen wants to join in. If we can, we're still working just with isolation at the moment, so just maybe directing it just to this top area. If you feel that the other parts are coming in too much, then just go back, work on them first, and then keep bringing it back to here. So one more round. And then releasing the hands down. Again, just sit with the eyes closed. Just tuning in, just notice how you feel. And softly open the eyes. So we worked the 3 parts of the breathing. Adham, Madyham, Adhyam. Now we join the 3 together, which is Mahat Yogic Pranayama. So this is the 3 moving together. We're going to work just to extend the breath slightly. So if we have the count of 6, so you'll be breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a slight pause, if you can, for 3. And then we exhale for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause for 3 before we start again. Now we're choosing 6 because we can work 1, 2 on the abdomen, 3, 4 on the rib cage, 5, 6 up into the top part of the chest. When we move back down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let's give it a go. So hands first onto the abdomen. So inhale, 1, 2, belly expanding, rib cage, 3, 4, expanding into the top part of the chest, 5, 6, and we pause, and then as we exhale, 1, 2, going back in, rib cage back in, 3, 4, abdomen going back, 5, 6. Okay, so let's try again, a little bit smoother this time. So hands on the abdomen, 1, 2, rib cage, 3, 4, chest, 5, 6. Pause and exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then a couple of rounds just on your own. You don't have to have the hands there in place. If you want the hands there, you can have one hand, place one hand, and then one hand. Or you can just leave the hands just onto the legs for now. So I'll place my hands on so you know exactly where we're going with it. Okay. Inhaling. One more round. Release the hands and just sit quiet just for a moment. Softly blink the eyes open. Okay, so hopefully you're feeling quite chilled out a little bit by now. So now we can really enhance that and we can bring in the hand mudras as well. So our first hand mudra we're going to do, if we bring our hands up, it's going to be the Chin Mudra. Now to perform Chin Mudra, all we're going to do is just bring our index finger and the thumb together. So we make a circle with the index finger and the thumb. The other 3 fingers are going to stay together in a straight line. And we're going to rest that down just onto kind of working in towards the inner thigh, so the top part of the thigh a little bit. So this comes into the femoral triangle. So our area where we have lots and lots, there's quite a big blood supply in this area. So it really starts to activate in that area. Again, talking about our closed circuit. So we're up into that top area of the thigh on the inner thigh with the hands in the Chin Mudra. So in our Chin Mudra, this is where we're going to be working on our abdominal breathing. So we're going to go back to there, we're going to focus on that. When we inhale, remember we expand on the abdomen, and as we exhale, the abdomen draws back. Okay, so working 3 rounds. So eyes are closed if you want to. Okay, open the eyes. Now there's also a sound as well which can accompany the hand mudras and the breathing technique. And you'll really start to feel it work in this area then. So the sound which we're going to perform is ah. Now this sound, we kind of really focus on this area as we're doing it. So from the abdomen and the hips, the pelvis, the buttocks, the legs, so everything on that lower part, we really work into that ah sound. Don't worry if you're not in tune with it, just open your mouth and sound it out, but really feel that you're directing the breath to that area. Okay, so we're going to do this 3 times. So you can either do it with me, or you can just do it in your head if you want to do it quietly. You'll still feel that vibration. Okay, so we exhale first. Inhale. After your 3 sounding out of the breath, sit again, eyes closed. And really feel that vibration. Okay, when you're ready, just blink the eyes open. We're going to change our hand mudra. So if we bring the hands back up again, so again, we're going to have the index finger and the thumb just touching into a circle again. So this is our universal and our individual consciousness joined together. So the fingers still keep them straight. Now on this one, because this is Chinmaya Mudra, we're going to bend the fingers in and then curl them in. So we're making a fist with the hands. And then so once we have that fist, we place the hands down. So again, we go back into this top part and especially in towards the inner thighs. We're just resting the hands down. Make sure that the shoulders are nice and relaxed, the elbows are relaxed, no tension held anywhere. And with the Chinmaya Mudra, we're going to direct the breath into the thoracic area. So if you can remember when we worked up onto here and we worked on expanding across the rib cage and the chest. Okay, so you can close your eyes. Look with the breathing, inhaling and expanding that rib cage. Exhaling, drawing back in. Inhaling, expanding. Exhale, drawing back in. So just keep going with the breathing. You may find the counting in the head may help. keeping the breathing smooth and manageable. Full attention of just directing it into all of that thoracic area. So in our Chinmaya Mudra, it helps us keep with a concentration, balance in the body, clarity. With the fingers nicely curled in, each finger represents something. So we have in the thumb, it's our fire. In the index finger, it's air. The middle finger is ether. The ring finger is earth. And the little finger is water. So all these elements are inside us. So as we hold here now, Chinmaya Mudra, holding on to that universal knowledge, universal consciousness, but also experiencing pratyahara, which is concentration over our senses. Okay, softly open the eyes. Now we also have a sound as well for this area. So the sound on this one will be ooh. So you can really make that kind of an O sound with your mouth. Now even though we make that O sound, it can often sound a little bit like a U as well. Ooh. So if we think of that when we bring that in. Excuse me. So we're going to be working that sound 3 times, and again, direct it to this thoracic area. Okay, here we go. Breathe out first. Inhale. Keeping the eyes closed, just sit with that for a while. Notice how it feels. Once feeling subsides, softly open the eyes. And we're ready to move on. We're going to work into Adhi Mudra. So in this one, bring the hands up. And this time, tuck the thumbs in. So we're going to let the fingers curl over the hands. So we have our thumb tucked inside. And again, placing the hands down. So this is going to be working that upper part of the chest. Right up towards the clavicle. So again, if we close our eyes, focus on your breathing, and just bringing this up, focus right on that up part of the chest. So if we can, we're keeping the rest of the torso quite relaxed. So not bringing in the abdominal breathing, or not quite so much of the thoracic breathing. Just direct it right up to the upper part of the chest. We get right into those upper lobes of the lungs. This is a great way just to relaxing the nervous system. And we find we'll get a little bit of movement there. It's great for increasing our lung capacity. And we may even feel, as we're breathing there, that we feel the sensations come up around the head, around the neck, around the top of the back, the neck, and just across the shoulders. So all that prana, healing energy directed into that area. Okay. Just after the next exhalation, just sit for a moment, just normal breathing, noticing the effects. Softly open the eyes. Good. Now, of course, we have a sound as well for this area. So the sound on this one is So think when we're doing this sound just like a sound, a sound. Now, as you do it, you may also find as well that you'll feel the vibration come round the mouth, the jaw, the neck as well, but still direct it to the whole of this area. Okay, we're ready. Exhale first. Inhale. So after you sound the breath 3 times, just sit quiet. Just watching, just observing how you feel. Just being aware of any sensations. When the sensations pass, just softly blink the eyes open. Okay, so just release the hands for a moment. So now we work the full yogic breath, that full 3-part breathing put together. Mahat Yogic Pranayama, and we'll be doing it with the hand mudra. So the hand mudra which we're having for this one, again, if we bring our hands up, join the thumb in as we did before, wrap the hands round. Now, rather than have the hands down onto the legs, we turn the hands in. So we bring the knuckles, backs of the knuckles, if you can see, together. And they come in towards the abdomen. Now I'm just going to take 3 rounds first of all, just your normal breathing. And after we've done our normal breathing, then we can start just to begin with our full Mahat Yoga Pranayama, full yogic breath. So we start off, you think of your 6 breath, 6, 3. So you 1, 2, abdomen, 3, 4, rib cage, 5, 6, up into the upper chest. After a little pause, then we exhale, 1, 2 in the clavicle, 3, 4, rib cage, 5, 6, abdomen draws back. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 full rounds. So take it just in your own time. Okay, exhale first. Inhale. After your 3 breaths, just normal breathing. So we can either keep the eyes closed or open the eyes for a moment. And then, of course, we have a sound which accompanies this movement and the breathing and the hand mudra. So if we were to place it all together with the sounds which we've just done, we'd have ah in the lower part of the body, oo in that whole of that thoracic area, and up into the top part of the chest, around the clavicle, the shoulder, the neck, and the head. So we're going to work one of those into that. So if you want to listen first, and then we'll do it again all together. So I'll do one first. Exhale. Inhale. Okay, so we'll do one all together. Exhale. Inhale. Softly open the eyes. Okay, so that's the 3 parts, and that really kind of separates each area. So if we were to run that a little bit more smoothly, it would sound more like this. So we recognize that more as an Om chant. So we're going to do 3 Om chants. Exhale first. Inhale. Softly open the eyes. And releasing the hands. So if you want to now bring yourselves just to lying down, I'm just going to have a few minutes relaxation. So make yourself as comfortable as possible. So if you want to have blocks and things behind your legs, just to take the pressure away from your back, and by all means just rest them behind as you're lying down. You can surround yourself with pillows and cushions. Make yourself as comfortable as possible. So once we've taken just a few moments just to be able to get ourselves just lying down in a comfortable position, then I want you to just take up as much space as you want to take up. So take the legs a little bit further apart. And you may want to just roll the whole of the legs in and out, in and out, in and out. And feel that movement comes right from up in the hips. You may want to rotate your ankles. And just notice how the legs feel. Notice how they're placed on the ground. Is one side more to the floor than the other side? Or are you placed evenly? Noticing the areas of the legs which aren't touching onto the ground. So maybe a part on the back of the thigh or the back of the knees. And just bring the attention of your breathing just to those areas. A few rounds of breath just to those areas just may help them just to relax and soften out a little bit more, so you feel that the body or the legs can then just relax down that little bit more. Now just being aware of your hips and your buttocks. Again, do you feel as if you're evenly placed down? Or are you rocking over one side to the other? So maybe just kind of clenching in, squeeze the buttocks a little bit, and then release. And again, squeezing in, squeeze, 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 and release. Also, when we're really squeezing and release, we may find that it also helps to release any muscular tension as well in the lower back. Again, even bringing the awareness of the breath to those areas, and especially into the lower back. You often find in a lot of people the lower back takes a little bit of a hammering. So give it a nice bit of love and attention. Take the focus. All that prana, that healing energy, moving to the parts of the body which you feel really need it the most. And what about the midsection of the back? Between the shoulder blades. Do we feel we're holding on to any tension there, or are we able to really relax and just to ease out and to let go? Notice the placement of your arms and the shoulders. We're able to roll the shoulders back and turn so the inner arms and palms are facing up. Maybe create a little bit of space, take the arms a little bit wider, so the space underneath the armpits. And again, just noticing the placement of your arms and the hands. Now we've just spent quite a good while doing different hand mudras. So if you need to, just rotate the wrists. If they're still feeling a little bit tight, maybe clench the fists in and release. Stretch those fingers out. Squeeze in and then release, stretching the fingers out. And then just let them soften so the fingers just lightly curl. You may have noticed, even when you're curling the fingers and you're squeezing them in, the effects that has just around the shoulders and around the neck. Again, take a few attention of the breath to that area. A few rounds of breathing. Just directed to any area you feel you need it the most. And bring the chin in, so we feel the length on the back of the neck. Gently turn the head, maybe from side to side. Notice as you turn the head, does the chin lift? Are you able to keep the chin in, to keep the length on the back of the neck? The head doesn't have to fully go right over to the sides. It may just be a small movement. Before returning back to the center. Paying attention into the lower jaw. Is it released? Is there space inside your mouth? When we have that release in the lower jaw, we often find a softness comes around the ears. The skin on the cheeks slips down towards the sides. Feel the eyes just sink back in their sockets. The skin on the brow slip back over the top of the head. So feel the release in the scalp. Almost feeling the hair just moving back. And we can bring our attention back into the belly. The whole of that abdominal area. Think of the breathing we did earlier on. Soft abdominal breathing. After a couple of rounds, just bring it back up into the thoracic area. Nothing too heavy, just feel as you inhale. Rib cage again, just gently widening out to the sides. And even after a few breaths, we can bring it up into the upper part of the chest. And then are we able to bring it all back together? Mahat Yogic Pranayama. So working softly this time, really softly, just feel a gentle expand of the abdomen, then the rib cage, and the upper part of the chest. As you exhale, retracting in upper part of the chest, the rib cage, the abdomen. A few more rounds. Now each time you breathe in, you're bringing in love, peace, compassion, kindness. And as you exhale, Exhaling any negative thoughts you may have. Inhale, love, peace, compassion, kindness. Exhale anything that no longer serves you. Breathing in, love, peace, compassion, and kindness. Exhaling anything that no longer serves you. Now, hearing the next few words just as if they're your own words. Allow them to resonate through the whole of your body. I am beautiful. I am wonderful. I am me. I am beautiful. I am wonderful. I am me. I am beautiful. I am wonderful. I am me. Now please stay here for as long as you feel you need to. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.